Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. My name is Zaji, and today I want to share with you a little bit about some sewing things. In particular, I want to share with you this new dress that I made, and it is something that I've been wanting to make for a couple of months now, and it was something that I wanted to make last summer, and I just ran out of time. And so this is probably the first of a few non-seasonal items that I'll be making this year. So if you are interested in sewing and sewing related content, then I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and continue watching. Talking about McCall's 8083 today, and let's just say that I have been lusting after this pattern for several months. I was thinking like, oh well, next summer I'll make it and it'll be fine and everything, and I can't wait that long. I didn't wait that long. You all saw that I was going to make this dress in my plans video, and although a couple of things did not happen with December in that whole plan situation because there was a lot that didn't happen, but this was one thing that I did accomplish, and I thought that it was only fitting that I go ahead and share this design with you all. This fabric was very kindly gifted to me from Minerva.com, and I will have their links all down below. This is Lady McElroy, beautiful Loretta. I think it's the Loretta base. It's a stretch viscose. This is Peacock Regala in the Chestnut colorway, and when I saw this fabric, I gasped. I knew I needed it in my life, and so I thought to myself, what will you be able to wear year-round? And originally I wanted to make this dress with the long sleeves. That didn't happen. Those sleeves are really large on this pattern, and I didn't have that much fabric because of how long I wanted the dress to be. Now, I like wearing long dresses because I'm a tall person and I love to exaggerate those lines on my own body shape. I could have gone for a shorter skirt and done the long sleeves, but I decided for myself, this pattern I loved because of the sleeves that I saw on version A. And those are the sleeves that I want to make with this dress. And I want to make the dress I want to make. So I decided to just go ahead and still keep with the same longer skirt. So I did use a skirt for C, and I didn't make any adjustments to this pattern, but I don't find that I ever need to lengthen the waist because this dress hits me right at the waist. I'm actually not sure if it's supposed to hit at the waist, but it hits me right at my waist. So I decided not to make any adjustments. I just took the pattern piece, I matched the marking on the pattern piece that shows like where the apex of your bust is, and I just put that on the apex of my bust and measured and like held the pattern piece to my body, and I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be fine. And so that was the very scientific and technical way that I used to find out whether or not I wanted to make the design longer or not. I usually just measure it, but this time I had already cut out the pattern, so I was just like, I'm just gonna hold it up to my body. But I usually will just measure the side waist and see how long that is from armpit down and make my adjustments based off of that. But I didn't end up needing to do that for this pattern, and I thought that was even better. And it has these really pretty flounce sleeves, and they have such a movement to them. They're so very pretty, and I thought this pattern would be a staple for me, and it is definitely going to be a dress I make again. Now, I really don't like saying staple because it implies that I will make something a lot more times than I actually am going to. As you know, and as you may have seen with me wearing this lipstick in the last video, or that video might be coming up after, so you may see, I love patterns. I buy a lot of patterns, and so I don't typically make designs over because I'm more interested in variety unless something is really badly fit. But sometimes I do just make multiple of a pattern because I just want to. I cut a size 12 out of this pattern. I didn't make any adjustments to it, and I only just kind of switched up the versions, and I say that just kind of loosely. I cut out the top of this dress all as version A, and obviously for the skirt I cut out version C. Simple modification to a pattern, and you can make it something new. And I like her version in the sample with the skirt that's shorter, and so in the summertime I might make a couple more of those than I will of these, but I thought that this dress is something that I needed in my wardrobe. I'm really trying to justify it, but I honestly cannot wear this dress outside right now because it is definitely still in the 30s here in Colorado, so I'm not benefiting whatsoever from making a stretch rayon dress that has no sleeves. So this dress will be worn just around my house when I'm feeling cutesy, and I'm hoping that once it starts to get warmer that it will not have fallen apart from wear already, because I love the colors, I love the designs, I love how beautifully detailed this fabric is. I cannot even begin to tell you how comfortable it is to wear. I love rayon fabric in general, but the stretch rayon is new for me. Like a woven stretch rayon is new for me. I've never worked with it before, and honestly there weren't very many differences. I didn't change really anything that I normally would change from working with a rayon. I used a size 70 needle in universal needle in my sewing machine. My stitch length I kept at about 2.5. I do find that I lower my tension quite a bit with rayons just so that they don't pucker. And yeah, I had a lot of ease making this garment and using this fabric to do it. I did do a couple of things that are maybe a little bit different from the pattern. I chose to finish all of my seams and my edges that were raw with my serger. I know you were waiting for it. I was going to talk about my serger in this video, and I did. So another thing that I used my serger for was for making these sleeves. Now I've made kind of flouncy sleeves before in the past, and you know, it is what it is. They're always just quite large. They do take quite a bit of time to, or just a little bit more time to finish off than maybe a tighter sleeve would. But I found that what makes the process easier for me, and how I avoid having to do all of that pressing, because I don't love ironing. I love pressing. I love pressing like things into place after I've sewn it, like pressing a seam open. Love that. But I don't like pressing hems and things like that as much. So the way I kind of get around that with things that are long processes for hemming is that I will finish the edge with my serger. I don't cut anything off with the knife. I just finish the edge with my serger, and my serger serges in 1/4 inch seams, or well, I can adjust it, but I have it set to a 1/4 inch seam, and so that works out perfectly for me to do a rolled hem, because I really only have to fold it over once, but I do fold it over twice just so that I have that security, and also to conceal the serger stitching, just because this sleeve is obviously very open, and it does look a little bit nicer for it to be finished with just the fabric instead of the serging on the inside, and it creates a really nice weighty hem. Has a lot of weight to it. So I find that with, you know, sleeves like this, having that little bit of extra weight from the thread, I don't know, just makes it hang a little bit better in my opinion. So that was just a technique that I used on this dress that I definitely carry on with other things as well that involve a narrow hem, but for this dress in particular I wanted to highlight that because it just always comes out uniform when you do it that way too. So when you fold it over, I just fold it over at the machine. So I'm not folding and pressing still. I just kind of roll it with my fingers, and as I'm going through that hem, I'm just refolding or folding more, sewing, folding more, sewing. Overall, this dress is so super fast to put together. The raglan sleeve detail on here makes it just that little bit faster to make also. I've never made a woven raglan sleeve pattern before, but I can see the appeal. They are so fast, so much better and faster and better. Anyway, I like this design, and I do see myself making more of this dress. I'm very, very pleased with the outcome. Let me know down below if you've made this dress before, or if you are interested in making this dress as well. I would love to know if somebody else is also obsessing about this pattern too. So that's where I'm going to love you and leave you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.